They got a $775 million investment with a market cap of $2 billion. To me, this is a monumental, gigantic catalyst that could result in a multi-day squeeze, potentially to all-time new highs. All right, here we go, 1024. Look at this resistance right here at 1125. If you break 1125, you kind of get into this next territory up here at 1350. Those are two levels to look at. And then maybe over the span of 2 or 3 days, we can get a squeeze up to $17 or $18.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
This has been easy money for a while right now. And we have FOMC today. I'm a little bit worried about that. Risk assets have been coming down. Probably banks, regional banks have probably been getting hurt. Let's see. See that? KRE. And this is because of a possible worry that Powell today at the FOMC 2 p.m., they may signal a slowing of the interest rate cuts or a pause of the interest rate cuts. I think it's we're still going to get 25 basis points. And I'm worried that, this could be an excuse to have at least a short-term sell-off or just a removal of the frothiness. So I'm being a little more risk averse today. I'm not going to trade as much today. Going to have some cash today. I have some UVXY hedge as well. So those are my thoughts.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
Look at the macro. It looks like we are now in correction mode here. Look at QQQ. You got to worry about, well, did we get to this gap fill up here? Let's see where that is. 506.41. We're below that level. So now you got to worry about this level right here, which by the time it gets there, maybe it might coincide with 20 DMA. SPY looks very similar. So SPY and QQQ basically mirroring each other with those levels to look at. And IWM, below this level right here, very important, 232, could make it back to that 227 breakout or so, 228 breakout or so. I would not be surprised, one of these days, could be today, to see UMAC up like 80%, like something like PDYN at 130%. Wouldn't be surprised. So took a bet on UMAC this morning. I got to tell you, there's a possibility UMAC does something crazy like this over the next couple days. All right. I think there's a high chance, very high chance we'll see 960 again today. Good chance we'll see over 10, and definitely a possibility this thing does $10, $15, $20 over the next few days. So UMAC, all right, got to make that, even now at these prices, up 45%, got to make it the number one pick of the day. I can tell you, as I'm thinking about it, as I'm talking about this out loud with you guys, I think I got to buy some long-term shares here. I think I do. I only have exposure now in my trade account. I'm going to do it right now on the air. All right. UMAC, even though, okay, I'm going to buy it high, get it, but that's okay. All right. We're going to buy some more shares here, but this time it's going into my long-term account. I was in Mara this morning. I sold Mara to buy more UMAC, and that's looking to be the right decision. I don't think you're going to find anything better than UMAC today, even at this price right here. Brett, is that crazy?
Yeah, I know. Look at it. They could have bought into, and they'd already be making money this morning. So.
Oh my God. I'm still underweight. I mean, because it's such a no-brainer. It's such a no-brainer. 45 million. I'm like, $45 million market cap. Well, before the 65% move. And Donald Trump Jr., I'm like, I should be all in. Honestly, let me see if I should buy more somewhere. daily, weekly. Now you can see what I'm talking about there. So it's been a while, but the fact that that whole sector was exploding before this move tells me there's a lot more to come in Bitcoin. The big whales know something about the money flow, and that money flow is going to be coming in Bitcoin. So I think finally, we're going to break out above this 66,525 here, and then make a move to the all-time highs on Bitcoin. So that is definitely in play. It's hard to say for today because you're buying this gap up. But as far as a swing position, I think if you're not in it, you're light in it. I think it's a good time to increase the position in Bitcoin. Something real seems to be happening there. They got a $775 million investment with a market cap of $2 billion. To me, this is a monumental, gigantic catalyst that could result in a multi-day squeeze, potentially to all-time new highs. All right, here we go, 1024. Look at this resistance right here at 1125. If you break 1125, you kind of get into this next territory up here at 1350. Those are two levels to look at. And then maybe over the span of 2 or 3 days, we can get a squeeze up to $17 or $18.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
PA says the obesity drug shortage ended.
Oh yeah, I'll bounce back. It's bullshit. People put too much emphasis on this obesity. You know what? I'm gonna take a small position here in pre-market right now in my trade account. So I'm being a little more risk averse today. I'm not going to trade as much today. Going to have some cash today. I have some UVXY hedge as well. So those are my thoughts.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
Now, getting to what was keeping me up all weekend, man. They got a $775 million investment with a market cap of $2 billion. For me, this is a monumental, gigantic catalyst that could result in a multi-day squeeze, potentially to all-time new highs. All right. You know what? I'm going to be biased here. I'm going to stick with my interpretation of how important this catalyst is to the future fundamentals of this company. That this situation is so good that the reason the volume's low is because the amount of purchases that have to come in, the amount of shorts they have to cover, they don't want to do them through market. They want the liquidity of 9:30 a.m. That's my thesis, guys. All right. So I'm looking for an explosion in the stock. Here we go, 1024. Look at this resistance right here at 1125. If you break 1125, you kind of get into this next territory up here at 1350. Those are two levels to look at. And then maybe over the span of 2 or 3 days, we can get a squeeze up to $17 or $18. Now, getting to what was keeping me up all weekend, man. They got a $775 million investment with a market cap of $2 billion. For me, this is a monumental, gigantic catalyst that could result in a multi-day squeeze, potentially to all-time new highs. All right. You know what? I'm going to be biased here. I'm going to stick with my interpretation of how important this catalyst is for the future fundamentals of this company. That this situation is so good that the reason the volume's low is because the amount of purchases that have to come in, the amount of shorts that have to cover, they don't want to do them pre-market. They want the liquidity of 9:30 a.m. That's my thesis, guys. All right. So I'm looking for an explosion in the stock. Here we go. 1024. Look at this resistance right here at 1125. If you break 1125, you kind of get into this next territory up here at 1350. Those are two levels to look at. And then maybe over the span of 2 or 3 days, we can get a squeeze up to $17 or $18. Okay, so you have an additional tailwind in RCAT as a defense stock, plus this event after the close. Yesterday, on that anticipation, we hit 562. I think this is a really good bet. I bought some in pre-market, some trading shares on top of my core shares, because I'm anticipating a move even beyond this 510 ask here right now. All right.
Hitchcock can take it away.
I'll just leave this up for a few seconds.
I took it all the way to 550.
A few quick notes on the web while
I'm buying as much as I can.
Slide up. So
all the way to 550.
again, we designed this in less than 5 months, and we delivered.
Look at this technical breakout. Do you see how beautiful this is, right? It's a little bit hard to see.
No, I see it. It's gorgeous right there. Look at that.
Okay, that's your target. 775. Okay, we're at 555, 559 now. Now, getting to what was keeping me up all weekend, man. They got a $775 million investment with a market cap of $2 billion. For me, this is a monumental, gigantic catalyst that could result in a multi-day squeeze, potentially to all-time new highs. All right. You know what? I'm going to be biased here. I'm going to stick with my interpretation of how important this catalyst is for the future fundamentals of this company. That this situation is so good that the reason the volume's low is because the amount of purchases that have to come in, the amount of shorts that have to cover, they don't want to do them pre-market. They want the liquidity of 9:30 a.m. That's my thesis, guys. All right. So I'm looking for an explosion in the stock. Here we go. 1024. Look at this resistance right here at 1125. If you break 1125, you kind of get into this next territory up here at 1350. Those are two levels to look at. And then maybe over the span of 2 or 3 days, we can get a squeeze up to $17 or $18. This has been easy money for a while right now. And we have FOMC today. I'm a little bit worried about that. Risk assets have been coming down. Probably banks, regional banks have probably been getting hurt. Let's see. See that? KRE. And this is because of a possible worry that Powell today at the FOMC 2 p.m., they may signal a slowing of the interest rate cuts or a pause of the interest rate cuts. I think it's we're still going to get 25 basis points. And I'm worried that, this could be an excuse to have at least a short-term sell-off or just a removal of the frothiness. So I'm being a little more risk averse today. I'm not going to trade as much today. Going to have some cash today. I have some UVXY hedge as well. So those are my thoughts.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg. You know what happened with the D.R.E.
Good morning, everyone. Wow, it's a great day already. Great morning. Great kickoff to the new year. It's Friday, January 3rd, and we got an awesome show for you. Yesterday was a great day for Discord, great day for community. All right, January effect stocks. Rec, go ahead and change that banner for everyone. Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's already changed, man.
Oh, I was expecting something with a code because we did all those coupon codes for a month. That's over, all right? So, any case, yesterday we got a first look at these January effect picks, which we just did so well on. Hold on, how do I see the percent gains? It's not showing it here. Okay, we got it. There we go, 14%. All right. So look at this, man. Markets were challenged yesterday. They were challenged all week, but look at beyond. All right, one of our top January effect plays here the last 2 days from 445 to 585, and called some of the exits live in our Discord. SMSI, which already we're out of $1 to $1.60, hit our target. TMDX, a big one here. All right, we were loading up, to be honest with you, on New Year's Eve. On TMDX and on Beyond, okay, because relative strength we saw on New Year's Eve day on those two stocks when the markets were tanking. These had nice open green candles and it looked really good for the January effect. So TMDX up 6.6%, got a big position, and I think there's a lot more to come probably with TMDX. We'll talk about that in a second. Even Celsius was up 3%. ASTS was up 2.5%. All right, so our January effect picks were really killing it. Air in the morning was up big. We actually took some profits live in our Discord chat room on Air. So we put in the homework, as Rhett said there. He posted something from our story trading account this morning about how many Discord communities had a 2-hour Zoom session to systematically go over candidates for the January effect based on sentiment, catalysts, fundamentals, and technicals. We did that. And we filtered it down to top 10 stocks, and it's just been paying off very nicely. All right, so that was yesterday. That was awesome. Now, what I want to focus on before we get on the top picks is QQQ. Where is it? Okay, I got to go to default view here, default list, QQQ. We're looking at QQQ very closely yesterday, and our committee had a couple actually successful trades on that, along with UVXY. But this level is so important. The 50-day moving average, all right, was 510 yesterday. This morning it's at 510.06, okay? Super, super important because look at the history, right? When you look at the key moving averages, you can't have like a flat rule to say, oh, these moving averages are always important, all right? I start with the 20, 50, 200, the daily, look at the weekly. But then you look at the history of that particular ticker. Is it adherent to it or not? And the 50-day moving average, QQQ, every time it's breached it, you had a big pullback. Look, right here, big pullback when it breached it, big pullback when it breached it. Okay, here it breached it again, big pullback, 3 for 3. There were no instances where it breached it just a little bit and it wasn't a big deal, right? I'm talking about the close, right? So it's the close that's important. So yesterday we had a wick below. So we're like, man, if this thing loses 510, if we close below 510, it could be a little bit of a bloodbath. And then you have to go look at, I don't know, maybe the weekly candles here to find support around 500 or 503 or something like that. So we got saved by the bell on QQQ yesterday, and I think that changes everything, at least for today, maybe into Monday. So look, we've been down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. RSI has gone from 72 to 42. All right, it's the lowest RSI reading since September. All right. This is the most oversold level since September. So yesterday I predicted we'd see a nice bounce in QQQ. All right, so let that start us off. ERs, nothing to worry about. ERs will start on Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we're going to start ER. So let's go to the top list now. So with that being our background, bless you.
Thank you.
Let's look at Tesla and then a couple other stocks I think can actually benefit from a QQQ move today. So Tesla, all right, so Tesla, for me, nothing's changed. Look, we got into this at 288. We're pounding the table on it. We said new all-time highs are coming quickly. After the new all-time highs came, we said 450 to 500 was your target. Went to 488. All right, now earnings were coming. Look, my play for this is a multi-year hold for me since Trump's election. And I think most people who are buying this from 288 to 488, the thesis was not, oh, this might be a good quarter. All right. The thesis was not, I think they're going to have better EV sales this quarter. All right. That's not what the thesis was. Therefore, yesterday when he come out with, the deliveries being lower or whatever, it doesn't faze me. I don't care because that's not the thesis. Now, I understand there are other people who may have been in the stock who want to sell it, or there may be shorts out there who think, we caught those guys, right? Those guys were so bullish on this from 280 or 488. Oh, they had bad EV sales, so let's short this, right? No, but they don't get that's not why we're in this, right? I'm in this for a 2-year trade, at least the first half of the Trump administration, because of deregulation in things like unsupervised FDS, in things that will lead the way to robotaxi coming out quicker, right? That's why I'm in this. Okay, so it makes no difference to me that EV sales are down. That's why the thesis hasn't changed for me. I'm not changing my position. I still have a full position, other than a couple weeks ago. Maybe I got lucky on the timing. A couple of weeks ago, I sold like 5% of my Tesla and I put it in root. Okay, but that's it. Nothing changing. You have very, very strong support at 360. All right, the top of these candles. Look at this: 358, 361, 362, 362 actually. Where was the breakout? 360. Bottom of this candle, 360. All right, if you want to just round it roughly around 360, very, very strong support. I mean, you do see the 50 DMA at 350, but more than likely, the 50 DMA will rise and meet 360 rather than the candle coming right down to the 50 DMA. So I think 360 is your support. If you happen to flush another $20, $20 to $30 here between now and early next week or whatever, and you overshoot 360 and you go to 350, that's even a stronger buy. All right, that's what I think about it. Not changing my mind on Tesla. I'm not worried at all. My thesis different than the shorts out there or the bear like me. So we're on the same page with Wedbush. We're in good company. All right, that's the story on Tesla. Now, let's see what else we got. So much to talk about here. Do I go into? All right, let me take these catalysts that were out this morning. All right, quick trades here, quick wins for a community. CRNC. I don't know anything about this company. I know it's an AI company, and they had some news with NVIDIA this morning. I put out a quick message on it this morning. This is how I did my very quick analysis. I'm like, all right, well, always when you see an NVIDIA headline, that captures your interest because the sentiment's going to be high. You're going to get a sentiment premium above and beyond what the stock is worth fundamentally. You know that already, right? So, okay, sentiment's on our side. All right, we got the catalyst of this expanded collaboration deal with NVIDIA. I looked in the news here. You also had this multi-year partnership with JLR yesterday. So you have like 2 catalysts in a row, stacked catalysts, 1 + 1. The way I do it is 3, not 2. All right. You got that symbiotic effect there. Is that the right word? Symbiotic? No, probably not. All right. Synergistic. All right. So we got catalyst. We got sentiment. Now, I don't know the company well, but I did see this. All right. You can infer, I think, this is my advice to you. All right. On an earnings report, when the stock jumps from $3 to over $6 and it maintains that, all right, I don't have time to do the fundamental research this morning. For me, I inferred that it has good fundamentals. So if this stock with good fundamentals in the most recent ER report now has good sentiment because of expanded NVIDIA deal, has 2 catalysts in a row, right now we're talking about all the pillars coming into play. So I'm like, all right, if this stock was worth up to $9, and you've heard me say this before, I use this concept all the time. If this stock was worth up to $9.33 before these 2 catalysts yesterday and today with NVIDIA, well, it's surely worth at least $9.33 today. And that's when I tried to buy it. The stock was around $9.30 when I saw it on the pullback, and I put an order at $9.35. And then within a split second, the thing jumped to like $9.60. I had to increase my order. Got in at like $9.55. Then I made a video stating exactly what I just told you guys. Put in our Discord community at $9.55. And I saw someone in our community, at least someone, got in at $9.70, quickly sold at $10.70. So that was one success story this morning. CRNC. I've had 2 scalps on this morning, getting our off day to a good start. Okay. I will tell you, I don't know anything about this company, but just looking at the technicals, I think it is possible you get into this resistance area right here. You see that?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
1385. Okay, that's possible with this stock, but I don't know. I don't know it well enough. I'm not sure I'm going to play it again. I've had 2 successful trades, but it'll be on our radar. Okay. Another one here. We'll get to ONDS in a second, but I want to give kudos out to Ollie, who gave us Newskin this morning. Newskin had a sale, an asset sale, like $300 million or something like that. Was it 250? I don't know. A $250 million asset sale, market cap of like 326 million. You got to be careful. You can't say 250 divided by 326. That's what it's worth. No, because they have debt, and there's also how much of it was built into the price, yada yada. All right, but we did some quick research with Ollie's help, and I thought it was a good deal here in this 730 to 750 area. I looked at the technicals. I gave you guys a target of 785 to 795. So I took a quick scalp. All the trades alerted in the community. I think hopefully others also made a quick buck on that from like 730, 740 to 795 or so. Wow, I had a nice exit, didn't I? 795. All right. But yes, there is some good resistance at 795. Forgot where that was, though, that I saw this morning. But in any case, I do not know enough about this company to say that, hey, this is going to keep going today. All right. All right. Square, your favorite stock, Rhett, is still
Coming
going.
up.
A nice upgrade this morning. Look at that. Oh, did I keep Square in my retirement account? Let me see. I'm going to check right now if I have it, Rhett. Did he buy Square? You alerted this yesterday, Rhett.
Yeah, I actually did pick up some. No contracts yet, though, sadly.
All right. I still have some common shares in my retirement account. So you called this out. I think was it in our live Discord trading room? You called this out. You've been all over this Discord trade. We've been monitoring that weekly chart, looking at this breakout right here of it was around $90 or so. Back to that breakout level, exceeded it, pulled back. Now back to that $90 breakout level. So Square analyst upgrade. It was, who was it? Raymond James upgrading the price target to 115. I'm not sure where it was before. Race to outperform. Okay, so that is doing well this morning on that catalyst. Now,
Awesome.
ONDS. Okay, ONDS. I think of this as a shitco in the Jones stocks. It might not be. I've never really researched it well. But, our favorites are RCAT and, the ones we've played, I would say. RCAT, UMAC, UPTT, PDYN, and MOB. My favorites are actually RCAT and MOB. Well, but had two catalysts this morning. And the first catalyst was Trump appointing someone to some ambassadorship for another country who happens to be a board member for ONDS. Now, the stock was up on that. I don't think that's a big deal. However, they had another catalyst that just came out this morning. It says FAA secures a waiver for expanded drone operations over people and moving vehicles from a remote operation center. All right, so now you got a second catalyst. What I said earlier, 1 + 1 = 3. Okay, not 2. All right, multiple catalysts, stack catalysts, that builds momentum and excitement and sentiment and builds a sentiment premium. Now, also here, look at this big bid, 20,000 at 331. But look at the daily chart on ONDS. 314 was the proximal high. You're trading above 314. I like this today. I got to be honest with you. It's a little bit of a shitco, so I'm not going to make it a big position. I think I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Godfather told us this was shitco. But in any case, if you go to the weekly chart, this is obvious to me. 362, 200-week moving average. We're at 333 now. So I added in this. It looks good to me. Honestly, even though it might have a little bit of a shitco element here, I think ONDS might be in a top 5 pick. 362 target. Okay. That's that. Speaking of drones, all right. Speaking of drones, before we get to some of these other stocks, a lot to talk about here. MOB. I think it's time, baby. I think it's time. We've had a pullback for 4 days, got close to the 20 DMA. I don't know that we're going to touch that 20 DMA, folks. First of all, you see we're up nicely in pre-market. I'm not sure what that's about, but it may be because there's some excitement over our interview with the Mob CEO coming up next Tuesday morning. All right, we have that catalyst coming up. We have the potential of another big influencer endorsing this stock today, which I think there may be a very good chance of. So stay tuned for that later this afternoon. So MOB, nice pullback, good value, optionality upside, CEO interview on Tuesday, possible endorsement from someone else who's been hinting at it later this afternoon. So MOB going to be in the top of our watch list here today. Wow, I'm so hot here. I put on the space heater and it's just
Oh,
Either too cold or too hot. It's been crazy. All right, NBIS, a Godfather stock. Wow, I love NBIS here. I was loading up yesterday afternoon as it was approaching $30. It showed some relative strength. Yesterday, we were seeing some relative strength in NBIS, even as the NASDAQ was down. But I also noticed in the past couple weeks, this has been very sensitive to the NASDAQ and the QQQ, and I guess NVIDIA. I haven't been watching the correlation with NVIDIA closely, but Godfather said it is following that. But in any case, with me predicting a good day in NASDAQ today and this back over the 20 DMA with a low RSI, with the fundamental blessing that it's worth much more from the Godfather, I think that this is going to be a top 5 BIC. This could be off to the races. Next target here, like $33. I think it's even possible today. $33 on NBIS today, Monday. I think it's a little bit of sky blue here with this low RSI and above the 20-day man and everything else I just talked about. So NBIS and MOB, we're going to be on my radar today anyway. All right, we got to mix it in with some of this action from these catalysts on these micro caps to figure out what our top pick's going to be. But let's keep going. All right, EQT, natural gas stock, I believe. I've been playing EQT and what's the other gas stock we played, Rhett? I sold it yesterday. LNG. On the cold snap, right? LNG has a dual thesis, something else about the Trump administration deregulating natural gas sales. So LNG worked out great. I only had 2 call contracts, but sold them nicely. All right. But I got back into this EQT yesterday because their CEO is going to be on CNBC at 2 p.m. today. And this chart looks great, doesn't it? 48.02. I think I mentioned yesterday, this thing looks like it's going to challenge $48. It's already at 47.60 by 47.70. But guess what? This morning, EQT, 2 upgrades. JP Morgan going from 50 to 53, and Jefferies going from 45 to 55. We got multiple catalysts now, like many, right? Upgrades, CNBC appearance, cold snap, nice technicals. This is looking great. EQT is going to be a top pick for it today. All right. Along with NBIS and MOB. All right. Beautiful. And TMDX. All right. We talked about those. There's just so much. There's so much good stuff. Oh my gosh. There's so much good stuff. Oh, wow. What am I going to do here? What am I going to do? All right. We got, all right. I have TSSI in my long-term account. This was beautiful, right? We had TSSI from $3 to about $10. All right. I got out in this earnings report. I did, right? In the gap here in extended hours. I didn't like the earnings, but we got back in recently. I forgot the date. Do you know the date where we reinitiated coverage? Press release of the expanded new facility, which was larger than what was expected. Here it is, December 5th. All right. So we got back into TSSI on December 5th, right there. All right. So not bad, right? We wrote it from $3 to 10 plus, sold it right around there. Maybe some of the sales were not great down here, but then we re-entered on December 5th on that news. All right. And look at this breakout. And it's getting a lot of social media attention right now, by the way. And it started trending on StockTwits. I think it may be the first time I ever started trending on StockTwits. So this is a core holding in my long-term account. Unfortunately, I don't have any trading shares or swing shares. It's just a long-term holding. I have a nice size position. So very happy to see this. We're going to keep our eye on this because, again, this is breaking out to new highs. So you could start seeing short squeeze action. I'm not sure. There's not a lot of short data here. This just switched over to the NASDAQ recently. And yeah, the other point is the sentiment's really high here with the social media kind of presence and aura it's getting, or the it's not the right word, you know, the increased attention it's getting for the first time really on social media. All right. I got to mention AMD because there's an event, CES. There may be some product releases and updates on AI stuff Monday afternoon. This one has not worked out really. There's been a January effect play. Maybe between QQQ going up today and event anticipation, maybe AMD can do well. So where's that leave us with our top 5? This is going to be something. All right. I got to put MOB up there in the top 5 today. I got to put TMDX up there. We talked about EQT with those multiple catalysts. Going to put that up there. I talked about ONDS. Then AMD. Let's see if that everything. I want to make sure NBIS. Oh, wait, where is NBIS? No, we got to have NBIS. All right. So we're gonna have NBIS for sure. I gotta have TMDX up there. Gotta have MOB and EQT. Let's see, MOB. Come on, MOB, EQT. That okay. So I got 6 so far. I'm gonna be watching CRNC, but I don't think I'm gonna make it a top 5. We got nice scalps out of it. Same with NUS. Not gonna make that a top position. We're just gonna watch it, and same with TSSI. All right. So we're gonna be watching CRNC, NUS, TSSI for trade opportunities.
And then also you can add a SQ up there as well, but that would mainly be a swing play. I mean, you can also make it a day trade, but I would like that one as a swing a little better.
So we're watching Square as well. So Square, TSSI, I'm in both of these. NUS, I'm currently out of it, maybe looking for re-entries. CRNC, wow, this one, like I said, it could see $13, $14 today. It could see 13, 14. Now the question is, I got 6 up here. Let's see if we can narrow it down to 5. Right, I think I want to put NBIS number 1 because of the liquidity and this break. NBIS and TMDX, I think, have to be top 2 here today.
Oh, without a doubt.
Okay, NBIS and TMDX. These are more liquid, also larger caps. Really beautiful charts
for NBIS.
Yeah, so these two in the top 5 for sure. Then MOB, EQT, and AMD. I think these are the higher quality names, these 5. Okay, ONDS, more speculative, all right, even though I like it and I'm in it, all right, but it's more speculative for sure. These are all more speculative. These are like smaller micro caps with news, right? So it's ONDS, CRNC, NUS, smaller micro caps with news that could be in play, okay? TSSI, smaller micro cap without news that could be in play, all right? So these are going to be like second tier stocks we're going to be watching along with Square, all right? But the top 5, all right, you can see all these other things I'm watching too, all right? But the top 5 going to be NBIS, TMDX, MOB, EQT, and then AMD. A little bit speculative, but I like that. So out of those top 5, what do you think? You like those top 5, Rhett? Would you change the order on these?
Top 2, I really like those. AMD, I'm not so thrilled on that one. So we'll see. We'll see there. What do you say?
We'll leave that as number 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna duck under here for a second. I gotta turn up the seat. Go ahead.
But other than that, EQT, I still like this play continuing. I mean, we were ahead of the curve on this one with the upgrades and all that as well. So I like that. We're positioned well since we've been in this one. So I like that. And then Mob, I like it. I mean, I think the drone plays are still here, and they will be here for a little while more. So I like that.
All right. So I guess we're leaving it like this, right? Yep. NBIS, TMDX, apparently Rivian's pumping, MOB, EQT, those are, and AMD. Top 5 picks for today. Other speculative picks we may be playing, and like I said, I am playing ONDS, CRNC, and CRNC can get real exciting today. NUS, TSSI, and Square more for a swing. Really great call out on Square yesterday, Rhett. Good job on that. All right, guys, let's see you.
31st.
What's that?
It was on the 31st that I called it out. I was looking at the chat.
On 31st and yesterday. You reiterated it yesterday. Rivian up on news, it looks like. Rivian Automotive rises as Q4 deliveries beat estimates. That's interesting. I could see some Tesla money rotating into that for a certain subsector of investors who are comparing the delivery numbers. Tesla missed, Rivian beat. Oh my gosh, Rivian's the future. They're taking market share. Okay, but we got our hands full with other stocks today. All right, we'll see everyone in our Discord, storytrading.com/Discord. Have a great day. Set your alerts. You don't want to miss the show on Tuesday. I think Mob is something special. We'll learn more from the CEO on Tuesday morning. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Have a good one.